So right now the conference finals are going on and we've seen some pretty darn good performances. Luka's had some great games. I mean, Tatum had one, Brown, but we haven't seen anything like what LeBron did to the Pistons in 2007. And I'm not sure we're gonna see another performance like this, at least for a very long time.
Yeah, led the Cavs to a double overtime victory on the road in Detroit, scored 48 points, including the Cavs' last 25 and 29 of their last 30. One of the greatest performances in NBA playoff history.
Before we start talking about LeBron's historic Game 5 against the Pistons, please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on any new videos. So in 2007, the NBA was obviously very different than it is today. First, LeBron was a young buck. He was only in his 4th season in the league, and the Detroit Pistons were actually good. I remember when I first started watching the league, like the Detroit Pistons were the team to beat. And at this point, Ben Wallace had already dipped, but at the same time, they were still a really good team. And for LeBron, he was already one of the best players in the league, just at age 22. Like you could say Kobe was better, and maybe you could say like Tim Duncan or Dirk was better, but that was about it.
Maybe Kevin Garnett if you're feeling edgy.
Yeah, I guess so, if you want to say it.
Maybe. Also, does it also mildly terrify you that 2007 was 17 years ago?
Yeah. God damn, we're old.
Feels like it was yesterday and now it's 2024. Weird time.
And the Cavs, after getting LeBron, were obviously a much better team. That helps when you draft one of the greatest players ever. In LeBron's first season, they won 35 games. That doubled their win total from the previous year. And since the East was so bad, that damn near made the playoffs. They're only one game out. Following season, they improved to 42 wins. First winning season in 7 years. LeBron made All-NBA second team. But once again, they just miss out. They got the 9th seed. Finally, though, in his 3rd year, they make the playoffs. The Cavs would add Larry Hughes, another scoring option. Didn't really pan out how they wanted to, but at least that was another guy. And him, LeBron, and Big Z led them to 50 wins. First 50-win season for the Cavs since 1993, back when Craig Elo was playing for him.
Are you singling out Craig Elo?
I mean, nothing. Hey, but just like that's so damn long ago.
Puts it in context.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, LeBron finished second in MVP voting this year behind Steve Nash, and we'll probably make a video about this MVP in the future, but, oh man, did Nash deserve this MVP?
Hell no.
Oh, hell no.
People argue whether he deserved the one the year prior. I really don't think he deserved this one.
I think Kobe should have got it. Like, we'll talk about it another time, but definitely not Nash, either Kobe or LeBron. Back to the Cavs, though. They took out the Wizards and Gilbert Arenas in 6 games.
Famous, horrible NBA take guy, Gilbert Arenas.
God.
Took...
I used to like him. I met him one time after a game. I've told the story before. He
we
signed
made that
something.
video on him.
Yeah, exactly. But the dude says something dumb literally every day. I got to see it on my Twitter feed. Don't watch his podcast, but it's so dumb. I see it somewhere.
The second round, the Cavs matched up with the top-seeded Detroit Pistons. This was a Pistons team that was seeking their 4th straight trip to the Eastern Conference Finals. And the Cavs, they actually had a 3-2 lead in this series. They dropped the first 2 games in Detroit, but they responded by winning the next 2 in Cleveland to even up the series. Won a close Game 5 to go up 3-2, but they got done in Game 6 by a huge 4th quarter by Chauncey Billups. And then in Game 7, they just put the Cavs in a straitjacket. I mean, 61 points in a game. If memory serves, the Warriors scored 55 points against the Blazers in 1 quarter last year.
I mean,
it's how far the game's come, ladies and gentlemen. In 2007, the Cavs once again won 50 games, matched up with Arenas and the Wizards in the first round again. This time, they swept them, though. Took out Vince Carter and the Nets in the second round in 6 games, so they got a rematch with the Pistons in the conference finals for a 5th straight year, trying to go back to the finals for the 3rd time in 4 years, against a Cavs team led by LeBron, who was trying to make the first finals of his career and the first finals in franchise history. And games 1 and 2 in Detroit, interestingly enough, the Pistons won both games by the exact same scoreline, 79-76.
Yeah, LeBron struggled in both games. In Game 1, he drove late, passed it out to Donyell Marshall, who missed a 3, so he got criticized for that. So in Game 2, he tries to do it himself, but a lot of contact, doesn't get the call and missed the shot. So tough 2 games for LeBron, but he responded in Cleveland. 32 points in Game 3, Cavs win 88-82, follows it up with 25-11-7 in Game 4. So we got a tie series headed to Game 5 for just this all-time historic game.
Cavs actually had a decent start in Game 5. Larry Hughes hit back-to-back threes to give them an early 10-7 lead. Pistons responded, though, and Antonio McDyess dunk late in the first quarter gave them a 26-19 lead, which was the largest lead in the entire series at the time. Although less than 2 minutes later, McDyess got ejected for a flagrant 2 on Anderson Varejao. So his night was over after 4 minutes, and we'll get into it a little bit later, but considering how the rest of this game went, really could have used him down the stretch.
Yeah, definitely could have used him. He was past his prime, but at least he's a big, better than Jason Maxiell out there trying to guard people. Pistons would take a 29-23 lead after the first. In the second quarter, they extended that lead to 8, but the Cavs battled back. They cut the lead down to 1 going to halftime. Then the third quarter was pretty similar to the second. Pistons start out hot. Tayshaun Prince hit an early 3 that gave him an 8-point lead, but the Cavs battle back. LeBron hit a post fade with 33 seconds left in the corner. That cut the lead down to 3. Then Daniel Gibson hits a 3 with a second left, and we got a tie game going in the fourth quarter. Teams were kind of back and forth, but a jumper from LeBron with 6 minutes left gave the Cavs a 3-point lead. But then the Pistons responded with a 10-0 run, and it kind of felt like the game was over at that time. 7-point lead with just over 3 minutes left.
That's insurmountable.
Back in 2007, it literally felt that way.
LeBron, though, he immediately responded with an and-one layup, missed the free throw, but the Cavs got the rebound. Drew Gooden got fouled, and he went 1 of 2 from the line, so they basically get the 3-point play, get the lead down to 4. On the following possession, the Pistons go under the screen on LeBron, and he hits a 3, so now the Piston lead is down to 1. Both teams go scoreless for a bit, but then LeBron broke that drought with just a monster dunk. I mean, we have it in the notes here. Jason Maxiell got switched onto him, and that went about as you would expect.
Chauncey Billups, though, they don't call him Mr. Big Shot for nothing. He responds with a 3 to give the Pistons back the lead, but LeBron on the other end, he got around Tayshaun Prince to dunk the ball to tie the game up. And at the end of regulation, Chauncey Billups actually got a great look. He got Eric Snow in the air, but he couldn't get it to go, and now we're headed to overtime.
First OT, LeBron immediately got on the board with some free throws, then he got a dunk, and then he got some more free throws, and at this point, LeBron had scored the Cavs' last 14 points going back to the fourth quarter, but the entire time the Pistons were keeping up, so the Cavs only had a 2-point lead, and then LeBron hits a ridiculous jumper with 33 seconds left to extend the lead to 4, and at this point, it seems like the Cavs have got it completely wrapped up. We were talking earlier about how 7 points with 3 minutes to go is insurmountable, so 4 points with 33 seconds left, done and dusted. Cavs got this one.
Yeah, but they just kind of choked things. The Pistons call a timeout. Immediately, a second into the next play, they foul Rasheed Wallace on a post fade. He hits 2 free throws. LeBron then, kind of uncharacteristic for how hot he was, he airballed. So the Pistons got one last possession to tie things up. Chauncey Billups drives in, and Eric Snow just, for some reason, reaches in. I know Chauncey got around him, but what are you thinking? You send Chauncey to the line. Chauncey's not missing a free throw like this. He hits both, and then Eric Snow had a half-court heave. That didn't go down, so now we're headed to a second overtime, but luckily, LeBron just stayed hot. He hits a jumper over Tayshaun Prince. That now gives him 41 points, 18 straight, 22 of the last 23. This is literally a 1 versus 5. The other dudes for the Cavs at this point are just playing defense and stand in the corner to provide spacing. That's it.
I'm gonna use a cringe Fortnite reference, but solo versus squads.
It was. It literally was. People use that for the 2018 run, but at least he had J.R. Smith and Kevin Love. He had no one for this game.
Pistons would score 4 straight, though, to retake the lead 104-102. But once again, this is my favorite shot of this entire game. LeBron against Chauncey at the top of the key, has the ball in his left, just goes that quick behind the back move to the right, hits the jumper from the top of the key, and then just running down that court does the calm down celebration. C'est magnifique, chef's kiss. Love it.
Pistons would not go away though. Chris Webber, next possession, hits this tough, contested and 1 jumper, gets the free throw as well. So now the Pistons got the 3-point lead back with 1.5 minutes, but LeBron just, anytime he needed to make a shot or make a play, he consistently did. He got around Chris Webber on a pick and roll, hits a 3, and that's when Steve Kerr, a guy who played with Michael Jordan, won championships with him, had to say this is unbelievable. This is Jordan Jordan-esque.
Also got punched out by Michael Jordan in practice that one time. Also, side note, I miss Steve Kerr on commentary.
Oh my God.
He was so good on commentary. And, maybe if the Warriors eventually fire him for whatever reason, he can get back on the commentary desk because he is sorely missed.
God, he was so good in like the old NBA Live games.
Oh.
Yeah, rewatching this game, like hearing his voice, like his insight is so good, his timing, everything is perfect. Steve Kerr, amazing commentator. We need him back.
You
there.
probably forget that you hate him
I
the
do.
moment.
I completely do. Both teams have missed some shots for a bit on the following possession. The Cavs would get a rebound with 11 seconds left, so they call a timeout. Finally, a chance to win things, to end things. Of course, they're going to go to LeBron. He milks the clock for a bit. He's got Chauncey Billups on him, flies past him, kind of does like an under and up between Tayshaun Prince and Jason Maxiell to get the layup and take the lead. Chauncey Billups tries to even things back up and extend it to a third overtime with the floater, but Anderson Varejao just tips it a little bit. It still nearly goes in, but it doesn't go down. And the Cavs win 109-107. And LeBron at the end of this game is just exhausted as everyone on the Cavs comes around him to celebrate.
Mike Brown, literally, it looks like maybe kisses him on the forehead.
I think he literally did.
As he's like giving him a hug, and yeah, LeBron is just completely gassed. I mean, when you put up 48 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, 25 straight points for the Cavs, 29 of their last 30, forget giving him a hug. I'm bowing at that man's feet.
I mean, you owe everything to him at that point. Like, the most important game so far in the Cavs franchise at the time. They're one win away from the NBA Finals, and this is a damn 22-year-old doing this. Like, I know Anthony Edwards has been solid in these playoffs. He's struggling a bit in these conference finals, but that's how old LeBron was. Imagine Anthony Edwards doing this right now.
Imagine someone who's 4 years younger than we are doing
Come on,
that.
Man. We don't got to go there. The Cavs would finish out the Pistons in Game 6, 98-82. Didn't want to make this one close, just wanted to get to the finals. And as LeBron apologists, defenders,
blind witnesses,
writers, whatever you want to call us, we're just going to kind of act like this finals didn't exist. We're not going to mention it too much. LeBron was bad. He got swept. But, I mean, just making it the finals at age 22, doing that, you can't criticize him. I don't care. Jordan fans, you can try, but the conference finals itself, just incredible from Braun there. So what do you guys think? Where do you rank this game among LeBron's greatest games of all time? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like. And hey, while you're here, check out some of our other content as well. Don't forget to subscribe to Synthetic Sports.